Our next story is about productivity. A modern boss has found a new way to enhance it. Do you know what's his magic solution? Shackling workers to their desks. It may sound dystopian, but that's what an Australian mining boss wants, and he's not alone. Across the globe, bosses are chastising employees for leaving a minute early. Companies are monitoring productivity using AI. CEOs want employees to work every single minute. But here's a thought for them. Maybe the secret to unlocking productivity is not forcing people to stay in the building. Our next report tells you why.
We live in the age of modern technology. It's fast-paced, it's revolutionizing our lives. So you would imagine it would change the way we work, that we would be more free, that we would use tech to become flexible. But no. Enter the modern CEO. They're no longer an executive, they're more like a part-time prison warden. They have a sacred mission to extract every ounce of productivity from their workforce. And how are they doing that? By holding workers captive. At least that's what Chris Ellison wants. He's the managing director of Mineral Resources. According to him, employees going out to buy a cup of coffee is bleeding the company. So what's the solution? Bringing the coffee to them. Their head office in Perth has a restaurant, a gym and other facilities. It's so that employees don't leave the office. Guess Ellison's logic is flawless, at least in a dystopian Orwellian sort of way. If workers aren't allowed to leave the building, then surely they'll work more. Clearly, the only path to productivity is to deprive workers of any leisure or autonomy. But Ellison is not alone. China has long mastered this productivity race. In their offices, employees are monitored by AI. The moment someone slacks or dozes off or even slouches in their chair, the camera monitoring you turns red, reminding you that the omnipresent AI overlord doesn't approve. Forget Orwell, this is where AI surveillance meets Machiavellian managerial oversight. And that's not all. Here's a viral Reddit thread. It shows a boss reprimanding an employee for leaving 1 minute early. He says, "Don't make it a habit." Well, as a rational human being, you may ask, what could 60 seconds possibly change? But looks like for managers, it's in this 1 minute that the company loses all its money. It's all part of the modern workplace fantasy. Turn your workers into worker bees, and productivity will magically skyrocket. But here's a wild concept that companies or bosses don't seem to understand. That productivity isn't a quantifiable entity. It can't be bottled or measured or even optimized by trapping employees at their desks. Turns out you can't strip away people's autonomy and turn them into efficient workers. What a shocker, right? So here's a lesson. Before you start constructing office fortresses or installing Orwellian AI systems, take a moment and consider this. It may sound like a radical idea, but let's start with allowing your workers a little freedom and trust. That could be the real key to unlocking their potential. After all, a productive worker isn't one who's shackled to their desk, it's one who feels empowered to do their best work.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment.
So thank you for making First Post 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree. One tree for humanity. One tree for Mother Earth. One tree for a future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
On the show today, the T20 World Cup Bangladesh has moved across to the West Indies. What can we expect